present for the oil producing community is too low.
So it is support that is needed. And once again, the support your energy will blossom.
This is Nigeria. You need to give people sense of belonging.
Good morning. Welcome to the first edition of Inside Nigeria, reaching you on Leadership Television on this new year. Happy 2021. It's my pleasure to be on this morning. My name is Winnie Kwedebero, and I have with me in the studio, he is Hassan Nurudin, Program Officer, Youth Hub Africa. Hassan, you are welcome to today's Inside Nigeria.
Thank you for having me.
Pleasure to host you too. Inside Nigeria, we are going to be reviewing some papers this morning, starting with our leadership newspaper, Punch newspaper, Blueprint, and another paper that we are going to be adding on our name this morning. Don't go away. We are starting off with leadership newspaper. Leadership is Nigeria's most influential newspaper and one of the leading papers too. Leadership. On the cover of leadership this morning are two great personalities, talking of Vice President Yemi Osibanjo and the Director General World Trade Organization, Dr. Ngozi Okonjo-Iweala, which leadership has nominated as its persons of the year 2021. According to leadership, while Vice President Yemi Osibanjo was the steady hand in the stormy and fraught Nigerian political waters in 2021, Dr. Ngozi Okonjo-Iweala emerged the Director General of the World Trade Organization in spite of a well-oiled campaign of calumny against her and Nigeria by forces that regard all global institutions as their puppet theaters. For these and many more reasons inside this edition, Osibanjo and Okonjo-Iweala are leadership persons of the year 2021. Hassan, what are you going to say about our personalities that the leadership has nominated as its persons of the year 2021?
So I'm particularly interested or I'm particularly proud of Madam Ngozi Okonjo-Iweala. She has had the 2010 2020 was a very rocky decade for her, being the finance minister for Nigeria, overseeing a lot of things, and towards the 2015 election, she went through a lot of personality mode, and like people were going out for her, so she was the president of the country. And it's nice to see that our work is finally getting the recognition, even though it has always gotten the recognition over the years. But it's also very, very interesting to see how far she has gone. It's interesting to see a Nigerian at the World Trade Organization and also a Nigerian woman. So it's a thing of pride for the Nigerian, and it's also something that we look forward to as something that we can point out to our Nigerian girls, Nigerian women, that Ngozi Okonjo-Iweala can do it, little can do it. And interestingly, when she became the WTO Director General, I've seen a lot of pictures coming out, young girls dressing like her, they saying Ngozi Okonjo-Iweala is my role model and everything like that. So it's very, very interesting, and I know that there has not been much to do in terms of trade from our own end in 2021 due to COVID, a lot of other world politics going around. But I'm hoping 2022 will be a great year for the World Trade Organization, and she's able to do more. As for Vice President Osibanjo, I'm turning between, he's the Vice President of the country, and Vice Presidents of countries like Nigeria, I mean, according to the constitution, don't have so much powers, so there is little or nothing much he can do. But at the same time, he's also the second most powerful person in the country. And for some weird reasons, we expected more. The 2015 campaign in the Southwest rested heavily on the shoulders of the Osibanjo as the vice president of the country. People felt he would be a voice of reason in this particular administration in terms of this slogan then, Buhari would handle security and Osibajo would handle every other thing. But the past 6, 7 years has not been interesting for Nigeria as a country. We moved from one of the top rising economies to becoming the poverty capital of the world um, under his watch and a lot of things. So I'm not so keen on showing support behind him as person of the year. So I understand his vice president.
Yeah, but given what you just said, that according to his constitution, vice president did not really play much role. But we saw what happened when Buhari traveled right during his first tenure, and how vice president demonstrated headway, and how he was able to calm the stormy waters, especially those few months in history. And besides, his being there, his presence has also given the administration a calm and steady look too. Don't you think?
Yes, so I mean, again, but I feel Nigerians expected more. Nigerians want more. When you consider, there are a lot of things that you consider when you look at the power dynamics between the president and the vice president. Um, Going back to 1999, 2002, 2003, 2007, we see that vice presidents begin to assert themselves more, um, unlike um, other deputies around the country. For example, if you compare the vice president of Nigeria to deputy governors, you rarely know deputy governors, but you know vice presidents because they've been able to. But beyond those things that Osibajo was able to show himself, I have no doubt in his capabilities as a very strong political leader. Uh, but I'm saying in the midst of everything that has happened over the past few years, uh, he has not shown what we expected him.
Okay, thank you so much. Away from Leadership Persons of the Year award, we are moving over to our newspaper on the news, and that is the Punch. The Punch this morning says budget. National Assembly forced Buhari insists on 6,576 extra projects. Budget. National Assembly forced Buhari, as President Muhammad Buhari, insists on 6,576 extra projects. Either has so many stories on it. Says National Assembly has power to drop amend budget proposals. That is the House spokesman. Lawmakers have no right to introduce projects. It is an anomaly, says Sage. Sage did not speak from position of law, but lack of understanding, says Senate.
Um, so when I saw this headline, and I'm like, my first reaction was, I think the legislative arm in Nigeria seems to.
Sorry, before you share your view,
Yes.
before you join the conversation, we have a Blueprint newspaper, because Blueprint newspaper is still on the issue of budget. It says tackling insecurity in 2022. With 12 trillion naira budget in 7 years, Nigerians set agenda for truth others. Tackling insecurity in 2022, that is this year. With 12 trillion budget in 7 years, Nigerians set agenda for troops orders. Allocation arises from 1.04 trillion in 2016 to 2.4 trillion in 2022. We are at war, allocation not too much, justifiably spent, says military source. Federal government APC chiefs a Lord military say various platforms procured efficiently used. Results do not justify expenditure, according to experts. CSOs, SOATU strike, seek accountability, one citizen-driven security process. We are progressively moving in negative direction, says PDP. And according to citizens, what security agencies should do differently. It's a portfolio of stories on Blueprint newspaper and all about 2022 budget. So let's go back to Punch newspaper. So we can share a view.
So yes, so I was thinking that the the National Assembly and the legislative arm has forgotten that um, there are three arms of powers and we are all equal. So, and when you look at what is the main role of the National Assembly or the Senate, number one, lawmaking and oversight of the executive, and the legislative keep forgetting that oversight part. So I agree with them that they have the right to actually, because beyond making laws that you now say, okay, these are the laws that the executive should implement, you now have the function of overseeing it. Are they implementing these laws properly? So if lawmakers say 6,576 extra projects should go into it, then I believe it should go into it. The idea again is that the National Assembly has not also shown Nigerians over time that they are capable of doing things. If not in terms of when there is muddy water, they have not been able to steer Nigerians through as one voice. And they've always looked at themselves as puppets in the hands of the executive. Imagine the Senate president saying whatever the president wants is what they will do, irrespective. And then you begin to think you are different arms that are equal. You work interdependently, but you do not now submit yourself to the whims of another arm. So that is where they are having issues. But then again, I mean, Professor Itasagi is very, very wrong because if you agree with me that the National Assembly has the oversight duty, then it means it can say it's like a supervisory role. It means it can say we need to introduce this, we need to introduce that. And we also need to look at the National Assembly as a conglomeration of several Nigerians, in the sense that there's somebody representing me, there's somebody representing you, there's somebody representing everybody picked together 469 people and then put in the National Assembly. And then they say these are some of the projects that we need to work on. So it is very, very important that we take that into cognizance. However, again, this calls for the reawakening of the legislative arm. People would naturally support you if you have been doing the right thing over time. But because you've submitted yourself to the whims of the executive, that's why somebody can come and say it is against the law for you to do your own rule as stipulated in the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. So I think that's my own thoughts on it. The National Assembly has the right to introduce 6,576 extra projects, provided we have the money, provided we have ways of implementing those budgets. So it's not out of their role as the law-making body of the Nigerian society.
Okay. Thank you so much for your talk today. What we have to begin and when we come back, we'll be reviewing the last paper we have on our menu, and that is a daily independent. Please don't go away. Stay tuned.
For sponsorship and advert placements, please contact 080-3688-6158. Last Word Leadership Podcast Studio. You have the last word.
Inside Nigeria, keeping you informed on what matters.
Welcome back. You're still on to Inside Nigeria, reaching you from Leadership Television. My name is Winnie Kwekubebo, and I still have with me in the studio Nuruddin Hassan, who is the program officer for Youth Corps Africa. Hassan, thank you so much.
Thank you once again.
Being part of this program. And of course, I didn't apologize properly for bringing the program to you late. It was due to some circumstances beyond our control. Well, now we are back and this is the first program for the year 2022. We are going to have a review of the last paper we have on our menu, and that paper is the daily On daily independence, it says daily independence is moved away from budget, away from leadership, persons of the year, and is concentrating on economy. It says job loss imminent as banks may face measures and acquisitions. Job loss imminent as banks may face measures acquisitions. In view of what we have already on our hands, unemployment, and now Daily Independent is coming up with this story that job loss is imminent as banks may face measures and acquisitions. What is your take?
So I do understand that majority of this policy is as a result of the certain policy that has started since 2018, and yeah, I think they are now in the third phase of it. This particular phase was supposed to have started in 2020, but as a result of COVID, they had to halt it.
Yes.
And to be honest, in all honesty, I understand the need for policy making, but then I also understand that we need to be able to read the room. Nigeria is coming from Nigeria is like having issues with the economy at the moment. There are a lot of things that is happening, and of course, there's no right time to do things, but still, there are some times that you don't want to rock the steady ship. I think we're just coming out of a period where the country was in economic turmoil and everything like that. So I feel this particular implementation of this Basel 3, as we say, can be shifted a bit forward and then give room for people to be able to adjust their papers, adjust their work schedules and everything like that. Because now, as it stands, there are more than, I think, 33% of Nigerians are unemployed at the moment. Now we are going to add some other bankers into that whole myriad of the thing. And with election coming next year, it's not a very good place for Nigeria. For me as a person, I would actually advise the implementation body that they've shifted it from 2020 to 2022 as a result of COVID. And I also think this is a period for us to give everybody within the banking sector that particular period, probably 6 months a year, so people can find their feet, and then by the time the implementation starts in full process, whether it's job losses, but people are already prepared for it. We need to understand that Nigeria is not a society or an economy where you lose your job today and then the next day you get a new job. It's not easy that way. So we should be able to balance policy making with looking at it from what is happening in our country, what is our country capable of at the moment, and how do we then balance the two. So it's not just as a result of policy. We should also understand the humanitarian aspect of how does this policy affect us and the country. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Yes. Hassan just gave a sample there. How does this policy affect us as a nation? Well, that's where we'll be calling it a day on today's Inside Nigeria. Don't forget, tomorrow is still another day. And keep it with us. And I'll have a new studio since Hassan. Hassan, it's been a pleasure.
Thank you very much for having me.
So we hope to see more people on the program. Just by listening to us.
Thank you for watching. For sponsorship and advert placements, please contact 08036886158. Last Word Leadership Podcast Studio. You have the last word.